Hi, and welcome to the Corporal Girl Knits podcast, episode 8. We are January 1st, 2017. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you had a wonderful holidays. Whatever you did, I just hope that you had a wonderful time. And I want to take the time to actually wish all of you guys a great 2017 year filled with all crafty things, love, and happiness and joy. My name is Catherine. I am your host for this podcast. You can find me under the Corporal Girl Knits on Instagram and Ravelry, and we also have a Ravelry group, so you can just go on the Ravelry website under the groups tab and look for the Corporal Girl Knits podcast. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. Your support means the world to me. And if you are a new viewer, well, welcome, and I really hope that you will enjoy. Just a couple of things before we actually get into the content of the podcast. I do want to talk about the mystery monthly sock cal that I actually started, and it started today on January 1st. It is a year-long knit along, but you can join in whenever you want, and however, like I prepared for last year, of course, but you can join whenever you want. The goal is to choose 12 pair of socks. So you choose your 12 yarns that you want to use. And the point is to actually still, even if you choose your 12 yarn that you wanted to use, to kind of have a little bit of a mystery throughout that. And so what I've done, sorry for the sound. Okay, so I'll put them, I labeled bags with the month for the 12th month of the year. And it needs to be opaque so that you can actually not see what's in it. I asked my partner to take those 12 pair of socks, 12 yarn, sorry, and to actually put them into the bags and close the bags and seal the bags. He stapled them to make sure that I wouldn't see what's in it before the first of every month. And so this is where the mystery kind of kicks in. And yeah, I think it's going to be really, really fun to see what we ended up with at the end of the year. As long as you put a picture every month of what you've done, wonderful. As long as you put a picture of what you've done every month, it will be okay. What I'm going to do on Ravelry is that every month I will open a thread on the first of every month for that month. It will go until the first week of the next month, just to give a little bit of time for people to actually knit the socks, but also to knit other things as well during the month. And if you finish the socks for that month, wonderful. Put your pictures in, and at the end of that, when I will close the thread for every single month, I will be actually drawing winners for every month. We really kindly gave us 12 skeins of yarn for the mystery knit along. So thank you so much. That person knows how much it means to me. So it's wonderful. It's incredible. So what we're gonna do is that every month we will draw a winner. And at I think every 3 or 4 months, I will ship those out to people, just so that, because it will be drawn every month, you have the chance to actually win 12 pair of 12 yarn if you're the only one participating. So I'm saying spread the love, the more the merrier. If you have friends that you think would really like to join this cal, tell them about it. 1 skein of yarn every month will be drawn, and then at the end of the year I will do a chatter thread for everybody to actually show what they've knitted for the 12 months. And for the ones that will actually have done 12 pair of socks for the 12 months, there will be a little bit of a bigger prize at the end that will be drawn for all of those people. So I hope that you will join me into this mystery monthly sock knit along. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope to see you on the Ravelry group and see what you're making. Okay, so let's start with the finished object. So in December, Devin from Fancofi Knits was doing a end of year whip, basically. So the goal was to clear off the needle as much as possible in December for the new year. I took the challenge, and I have to say it was fantastic. Frankly, I think I'm going to do that every single year. Take the month of December and just try to get off of the needle as much as project as I can. I took project that I knew I would be able to. For example, some like the mystery shawl from Romy Hill Designs. I knew I would not be able to finish that on top of the holidays. My parents went down for 2 weeks, so I was having my parents here in my house for 2 weeks. So I knitted less than I would normally knit. But I think I kind of nailed the ones that I could, that was a little bit more reasonable to think that I could finish before the end of the year. So if you remember in the last podcast, I finished the Umaro blanket that I was giving away for a friend, and I finished the 3 baby hats that I was doing for a friend of mine that is pregnant. After that, I finished a cross stitch project. So let's jump right away into cross stitch, because it's the only thing I've been cross stitching in December. And so it is the Boba Fett by the Stitch Bucket on Etsy. My plan was to try to finish it for Christmas for my partner, but he didn't know about it, so the only way I could stitch was when he was gone. And that's the challenge because he works afternoon, evening, and we're now in winter, so we don't have a lot of sunlight during those hours of the day, and I don't have a nice stitching light in my house, and in my living room I don't have a central light in the middle of my living room. I have one completely at the opposite corner near the stairs, and we have this little light over here, but that's the 2 source of light that I have, so it's not the greatest to stitch in the evening, but I did it! And here is the product. Dun, 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 dun. So this is done and complete. Let me show it a little bit closer to you here. I think the end product is pretty fantastic. It turns out exactly like Boba Fett is in the pictures in the movies, and so it's kind of all or nothing. Like, or you have those really big section that you have tons of one color to do, or you have those other section where you have tons of like small stitches to do. So the small stitches kind of give me a little bit, just because I've only been stitching 2 projects, basically this one and the stocking that I finished in September, and that was the only 2 projects that I was stitching on. So I don't have a lot of experience in cross stitching. So that's the thing that kind of give me a little bit of difficulty for the stitch that you have just a few of stitches here and there to kind of figure out how to do it and where to cut my floss and how to make my way through. But I think I did pretty good, considering this is my 2nd project ever. But I like it. I really, really, really enjoy the result of it and how detailed it is. And I would definitely buy again from the Stitch Bucket, for sure. So I did this with DMC floss, basic DMC, and on a 28 count fabric. I don't quite remember what company it is, because I didn't know when I first bought it, but it is a 28 count. So here it is. I'm really, really happy of how it turned out. So now the next thing is that I will have to just add a little bit of fabric down here and possibly up here to just facilitate the framing of it. But otherwise, it's done. and I gave it to my partner not framed because I didn't know exactly what he would prefer in his office, what kind of framing he would like, just basic or more glass or no glass, or so because of that I did not frame it. And so he will choose the frame that he wants, and then we'll frame it, and then it's going to be in his office. So here we go. Done, complete, given. I finished it literally the last day he worked before the holidays. Like literally. So I am pretty happy with this, and he's really happy with it too. So that was cross stitch. The next project that I'm going to start is the snowman stocking that I'm doing for my Merry Christmas stockings. It's on the frame, it's just not started yet, but I hope to be able to do a few stitches today or tomorrow on it and start the year. Like literally just start the year with a few stitches on that project and then go from there. So Boba Fett was the project number 4 that I've finished in December. The project number 3, sorry, I'm going back, but the project number 3 was knitting. So let's jump into knitting. And for those of you who has watched me for a couple of months, I've started a project on my birthday, which I think it's a tradition that I'm going to keep every year. So on the day of my birthday, I received a knitted gift from my sister, my brother-in-law, and my parents. And I received it a little bit earlier, and the package was damaged, so I did open it to make sure that everything was okay inside. And I decided to start knitting that project on my birthday, and I finished it now in December. It is the Art Yarns Silk Mohair Shawl Blanket project. And I finally decided, for those who've watched me, I was kind of debating, because the pattern comes with fringes and I didn't want to use the Silk Mohair wonderful yarn to actually do fringes on the side. So I decided to keep that yarn aside. And I was wondering if I was just doing a bigger version of it, or if I was just stopping it where it's supposed to be, keep the yarn, do another project with it. My decision is I stopped where the pattern calls to stop, and I kept the yarn to do another project with it, and I think I'm going to make a shirt out of it. So let me show you the first project. So here it is. I'm going to show it to you folded in half just because it's going to be a little bit easier for me to show. So here we go. With all the color changes, there is 10 colors total in there. And if you've been watching me, the last time you've seen this, I was where the green marker is. And so I added 1, 2, 3 colors from where I was. And so this is wonderful. It's big, as you can see. It's large, it's long, it's great. It's nice and cozy. Like this in a nice winter is so warm and it's wonderful. I love it. Undercoat. It's so nice. But it's also nice. It's a nice size shawl also. It needs to be blocked. I normally block in my guest bedroom because I have the space over there, but my parents were in the guest bedroom, so I couldn't block it while they were here. So in January I'm gonna block this, and it's gonna be awesome. And it is actually really, really warm. I didn't thought it was that warm, but I've never knitted with silk mohair as well. So, but I was really surprised on how warm it was as I was knitting it. The only different things that I've done with it is I think I cast on 10 extra stitches, more than what the pattern calls for. I also they also then ask you to do a border and fringes, and I didn't do the border and fringes. So those are the few things that I've done differently. But if you have the chance to actually buy a kit of that, they have multiple colors. So definitely this is not a cheap, it's definitely not a cheap thing to get, but I would say that's why I was so happy when I got it for my birthday, because it's not something I would have necessarily put the money into. But if you do have the money to go, I would say go ahead and buy it. It's definitely worth every penny spent on it. But definitely recommend this if you can. Definitely a knit worth it. So this was finished project 3 in December, and then the 4th was the cross stitch. And then the 5th one, which I unfortunately cannot show you at the moment, was the black pair of socks that I was doing for my partner. I will put a picture here though. The only reason why I cannot show it to you was because I was really doing a blitz last night to finish them before midnight came. I really wanted those to be finished before the end of 2016, just because I've been knitting on them for so long. And I got it. I've made it with 2 minutes to spare. In 2016, the socks were finished. So the first thing that my partner did this morning, of course, is put the socks on. So for that reason, I cannot show it to you. It's on its feet. He's enjoying them really much. So it's plain black socks. I've made a vanilla sock for him and tried to figure out a few things. They are not perfect. It's not the best fit, but he likes his socks a little bit loose. And so I will wait for him to see in the next couple of days how he likes them, to see if this is his vanilla sock recipe or if I need to downsize a little bit. To have it a little bit less loose, because I think they're really loose, but he says that they're fine. So I'm gonna wait a few days and see what he says. Basically what I've done a rounded toe. I do my socks toe up socks magic loop. That's my go-to. I did a rounded toe, 72 stitches, 87 rows, fish lip kiss heel, 87 rows up, 20 rows of 2x2 ribs, and then a stretchy bind off. Basically, that's what I've done. And the yarn that I used for the socks is the West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply. It is 437 yards, 75% wool, 25% nylon. And it contains 35% of blue face lay chested. It was a great yarn to work with. Nothing to say about the yarn. I mean, it's a good yarn. Hopefully it's going to be sturdy enough. I've never knit with it before, so I don't know how it's going to hold up. But who knows? Maybe in a few months or in a year I'll be able to tell you if it was worth it. But the knitting process, totally fine with me. I did knit it up with my Knitter's Pride Dream. It is 32 inches circular. My go-to is circular needles for pretty much everything, and it is a 2.5 tip that I chose for him. So maybe what I would do for his next pair of socks would probably be keeping the 2.5 but go down to 68 stitches and see what the difference is between that and the 72 that he has at the moment. Yeah, so this is all, oh, I can show you. So here's the yarn. It's not the socks, it's an hexagon, but here is how the yarn looks. So it's really, it's a simple, really simple black pair of socks. So this was the 5 projects that I've accomplished and finished in December of 2016. And like I said, it was so much fun that I think I'm going to keep this and do it every single year. In December, clear up as much as you can out of your needles to start the next year fresh. So let's jump into a little bit of crochet. So on the last episode, I showed you a few hexagons that I've crocheted. As I go, I kind of realize a little bit more what I want and a little bit more how I want this to turn out. I also did a lot of research on Ravelry to see other people blanket and how it kind of turned out. And I think I'm gonna go down the route of the flower looking hexagons. So basically, I had that. It's those needles with the cable that you can just put stitches on hold for. It's a really long one, and I bought it for in case I'm doing like a sweater or something and I kind of want to put it on hold, or even a shawl and I just want to use what I have as needles and cables and just do something else in the meantime and come back later. I can just grab that, grab my stitches and go. But I kind of realized that it's also perfect to hold everything up together. Isn't it great? I can have like a necklace. Like that. It's an hexagon necklace. Okay. Let's move on. So I have two different sizes. My handspuns one are a little bit bigger than my other ones, than my scrap fingering weight ones. So let me grab this one over here. Oops. Okay. As you can see, there's a lot of ends that will need to be weaved in. I hope this is not gonna impact me too much. But, so here's the difference between the two. Let me put both centers. So there's a little bit of a difference height-wise. So my handspuns, I did them with a 3.5 hook, 3.5 millimeter hook, sorry, and my leftover scraps from fingering commercial or ND dye that I had is made with a 2.5 millimeter hook. So this is where the difference is coming from. But I think that for my handspun, that was a better choice than going down for most of them. So what I'm gonna do, like I was saying the other day, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough of my handspun to actually make a blanket out of it. So I'll keep it aside, but because I'm not doing it the same size, it would be hard for me to attach them together. Like if I would just want to do like a border or something, it would still be doable, but it would be way more compact. And yeah, I don't think that would be the wisest choice for me to do. So I think I'm just gonna keep them, and every time that I do something, do some hexagons with it, and eventually in a couple of years from now, who knows, I will actually be able to make a nice blanket out of it. It's gonna be so warm and cozy and nice. I can't wait. And what I've decided to do with all the little scrappy that I have to make the flower looking ones is that I bought some beige yarn, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. This is some of my handspuns that I had, but just to show you. So I'll take the beige and I'll do like the center of it, and I'll attach all my little petals all around it and kind of tie everything together like this. Because it's a lot of different colors, it's a lot of going on, and I kind of just wanted to have a few hexagons of a neutral color that would kind of tame down a little bit the look and the craziness of all the little scrappy bits. And I thought that with the colors that I am attracted to normally, that the beige was just working really well with pretty much everything that I have. So my goal is to knit a bunch of hexagons, about 30 or 40, just so that I have a choice, and then start assembling little flowers together. So panels together that would take 7 hexagons each, 6 hexagons from scraps that I have from leftover projects, and 1 beige hexagons in the middle. And so I'm going to do a couple of those. I'm going to assemble them, and then I'm going to weave in all the ends for those, so that at the end I only have to assemble those ones together and then weave in those ends, because there's a lot of ends that will need to be weaved in, and I think that if I wait too long for that, it's not gonna happen. So that's my goal. Now, when I will have a few little flowers already assembled, it's going to be easier for me to actually put them one beside each other and see if the beige in the middle of it all makes what I want it to make, serves the purpose that I want it to serve. So I will see that, and if it's a little bit too much, I may do 1 flower and then 1 hexagon full of color, and then another flower to kind of dispatch a little bit more, and see how that's gonna go. But yeah, I've knitted a few other scraps that I had, and so those 2 were from a crazy zubber ball that I had, which were my first pair of socks. Not the first pair of socks that I ever knit, but they were the first pair of socks that I knit that fits me well and comfortably. So that was for those ones. And those 2, this is a perfect socks from Regia. And those ones I bought in Florida. So it's a nice vacation memory for me, because it was a vacation with the entire family, which normally doesn't happen, but it was fantastic, and so this is a great memory for me. Those ones, sorry, the light is it's about 4 o'clock now, and so the sun is going down, but hopefully I'll be able to end the recording before it's too dark. So let me just angle it a little bit. So this was a swap that I did, my first ever swap, and these were minis I got in it. Same as this one. And as this one. And I've already showed you those ones the last time. So it's pretty great. Let me see if I can find... I kept some of the tags of those minis. So this one, the blue, is Panda yarn, super wash, 80% wool, 20% bamboo. It's hand dyed. I have to say that the hand dyed makes a really nice change of blue within, because here it's a little bit darker and here it's just slightly lighter. I really like the effect of it. This was pretty fantastic. And then I have those other 2. So this one, so the colorful one, which has great navies and little bits of greens and orange. That one was opal. It's Polar Lichter? Lichter. It's a 6-ply sock yarn. And the third one. So, oops, there's too many hexagons already. This one is Knit Picks Capretta Tomorrow. Tumerio. Here we go. So that's what I've done, and of course this one that I've done today, because it's the first pair of socks that I ever knit for my partner. And it's kind of important because he never wanted me to knit anything. And he accepted a pair of black socks. And now that he's accepted the pair of black socks, now he wants other socks. So I already have 2 more socks on the way for him that I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start one today, hopefully, or at least within the month, hopefully. And I'm kind of hoping to spend the rest of my day doing some hexagons, hopefully. But here's the yarn that I bought. So a little bit of acquisition. Yeah, I can do acquisition now, I think. Oops. I think I dropped something on the floor. Oh well. So I bought this gorgeous beige color to go for my little flower centers for my hexagon blanket. So it is the Illumani Eco Llama. And I've already known that company before because I do have a few skeins of them. I love it. I really, really, really love this yarn. And it's not super expensive either. And it's so, so soft. I like it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is 100 gram for 402 yards. And it is 100% baby llama. And it's made in Bolivia. So here we go. I got 2 skeins of it. I wasn't sure if one would be enough depending on how big I make my blanket, but because I love this yarn so much, I knew I wouldn't lose the second skein if I don't use it. So that was one acquisition. And I bought a second pair of the Knitter's Pride 2.5 millimeter needle, 32 inches circulars, simply because I kind of wanted to do, when I knit a pair of socks for my partner, I want to do 2 at a time socks, but not necessarily on the same needle. And so I bought another pair of that. So I have 2 pairs now of those ones, and hopefully I will try to knit 2 at a time on separate needles and see, because I think there was a few rows not quite, that I didn't counted quite properly on the pair of black socks when I did the second one because there was so much time in between, and that's, I kind of don't want to do that again. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna knit each pair of socks on its own needles and just do like a little bit on one and then do the exact same bit on the other one, and then yada yada, and go from there and see if it turns out fine. So I got that. I also got oh, here it is. I also bought a pair to try. I've seen this on a few podcasts now, and it kind of piqued my curiosity. They didn't have the ones that I wanted at my local yarn shop, so I had to go with what they had. But it's still gonna give me an idea of if I like it or not. But it is the Haya's bamboo circular knitting needles. Sorry. It is the 9-inch circulars, and it's bamboo. I'm not a fan of bamboo just because of a bad experience that I had. And this is, I think, why I didn't like my first pair of socks that I ever knit, because of those bamboo needles. But I think I was just unlucky and got a bad pair, to be frankly honest. So I'm gonna give this a try. Look how tiny it is! Oh my gosh! It's like super tiny! Like I can't even make a bracelet. Oh, I can. But I can like barely make a bracelet of it. It's super tiny. 9-inch Haya bamboo circular needles, and I'll see how it is. I'll see if I like it or not. From what I've seen on the internet, most people, or they really like the 9-inch circulars, or they really hate it. I haven't seen someone who just said, oh, it's okay. So I think it's really just a matter of preference and grip, what you like better. But I'll try that. I'm really looking forward actually to try those. So those were the needles that I got. Yarn wise, they are Christmas gifts that I got. One is from my sister. She gave me some Hedgehog sock yarn. So it is 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon, 400 meters. The colors are really accurate, even if the sun is going down. So it's this nice, different shades of blues with some rusted orange speckles and a really nice blue section over here. I think this is going to be fantastic. The colorway is Waterfall. So I got this, and I also got from my mom. It's like they know that I knit. Like, they're both knitters as well, so we kind of, yeah, it's our thing. What can I say? It's our thing. So the other one that I have is from my mom. She gave this to me for Christmas. It is the December Club, so the one that people started to receive on the 20th of December. So if you are waiting for a lace Hedgehog Club, please look away for a few seconds. I will tell you when you can look. I will not speak, but so this is a lace. And here's what's inside. The fiber content. And here is the colorway. And here's how it's looking. Pretty fantastic, isn't it? Like, look at that. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, it's gone. You can look now. You're all good. And the two other things that I got is some fiber from my sister as well. And it is from Nunoko. I hope I pronounced this correctly. So Nunoko. And it is the Color Garden Succulent 20 grams of 21 micron merino, and it is designed by Nunoko. And so here's the colors. Those ones shows a little bit darker, but you have a light gray, a minty green, a medium green, and then darker and even darker green. And I have 4 packs of it. So I do end up with 80 grams of merino wool. So I need to think about all the possibilities that I can do with it and see how I can actually spin it to have a wonderful, like, this is a kind of project because there's a lot of colors that I kind of want to know exactly what I want as a finished product before actually spinning it. And to go with this, dun, 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 it is the Yarny Texture, and it is a knitter's guide to spinning, building exactly the yarn you want. by Jillian Moreno. So I haven't looked, I mean, I quickly looked at it, but I haven't read it yet. When I will have a better look at it, I will let you know how is the book. But so far, it looks great, I have to say. But until I actually look into it, I can't tell you, but it looks great. So these were the new things that I had. And let's jump into my upcoming project. So I had the mystery monthly sock knit along that started today, and the yarn that I got in my bag today is the Perfect Socks from Regia, however you pronounce it. So I got those gorgeous greens with slight blue on it, and it is 100 grams for 459 yards. So it is perfect for 2 pair of socks. They are machine washable. Sadly, it's only a color number, so it's the color number 07121. And so basically what is great with this is that you have a yellow marker on your yarn that tells you where to start and where to stop, so that you can have 2 identical pair of socks. So that was also the pair of gray ones that I did like that. It was the same, it was the Perfect, but in gray with a little bit of blue on it. So I'm going to start this, as it is my January pair of socks, for the monthly mystery sock cal. And here it is in all its glory. I did wind it up in 2 balls simply because I wanted to do the 2 at a time socks. And because of that, it was just easier for me to wind it up into 2 balls. But it comes into 1. And so I wind it up and see like that blue section in the middle right here is this section over here that you see. So, and the yellow yarn as just markers. So you basically, because it is a marker, you'd go until the end of the yellow color and then you cut it out so that there's no yellow in the socks, and you knit all the way up until you get to the next yellow marker, and then you cut it out and then you have a sock. And then you start all over again and then you have 2 socks. But the color looks great. So I hope it's going to turn out as beautiful as this, which I think it will because the gray one did. But we'll see. We will see. But I'm really, really looking forward to this. I locked the Perfect sock. I locked Regia socks. I love it. What can I say? The other projects that I would like to do is I also gave to my partner a pair of Boba Fett socks. It is, let me talk about the yarn first. It is the Perfect Sock self-striping. It is from Mustache Yarn, which I didn't know before this, and it looks fantastic. I can't wait to start knitting with it to see how it is, but the yarn feels great and the design is wonderful. So that was one of her Star Wars limited edition that came out in September that I showed you. So this was a limited edition part 3, 2 fugitives, 1 mercenary, and a princess going to a bar. So that was the team of the group. The content is a 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon, and so basically what I chose, because you had 2 options, you had a mix and match or an identical one. So basically how it comes is that it comes into 2 different skeins for 2 socks. So every sock has the skein, but you don't have to separate your skein in the middle to get 2 socks. And because it comes into 2 50-gram balls, it is dyed the exact same way. And so you will end up with exactly the same socks. Yay! So there is it's a really nice light gray. There is some green. There's a little bit of yellow as well, and some red. So all the Boba Fett colors, basically. So this was Boba Fett. I also have a Chewbacca one, which I didn't wind up. I did show it in a previous episode, but I kind of really like it. So I'll see if I keep it for myself or if I do another pair for my partner. I'll see when the time comes. But I'm really looking forward to this, and it will be my first time knitting with mustache yarn, and I've been waiting for it since September, so here it comes. But I wanted to give it for Christmas, so I had to give it for Christmas. The other project that I want to start, I was going to say hopefully today, but we'll see. I've been talking in the last podcast that I wanted to have a toque, a new hat, basically, because I have really, really curly hair when they are not placed nicely like this. And when they are placed like this, I can easily put the hat that I have at the moment, the toque that I have at the moment. But as soon as I just leave them down or just put them in a ponytail, the hat is just slightly too fitted, and then it kind of goes up and my ears are not covered anymore. So I kind of wanted a hat that I can do both and not really mind in the morning of what's the weather and then choose how I actually put my hair because of the weather that day. So let me grab the pattern. It's a free pattern that I found. I found it on Ravelry. You have to go on another website to actually get it, but I found it on Ravelry. And it is the Cabled Dad Hat by Alexis Winslow. Hopefully I pronounced this correctly. So as you see, there's a little bit of cabling, but not much, but enough to actually have a nice texture out of it. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. And what's actually really nice about it is that what I'm going to do, I'm going to knit the ribbing long enough so that when I do fold it, it can be a fitted hat, and when I don't fold it, it can be a nice slouchy hat, depending on what I do with my hair in the morning. So I'm going to do this, and then my goal is to put a nice pom-pom at the end of it. I have a nice, I think it's a fake fur pom-pom upstairs that I've been waiting for a couple of months now to wait for the good product for it, and I think this is going to be a great product for it. So I'm going to finish the hat and then see if I put that fur pom-pom on, or if I would prefer to do it with the yarn that I'm knitting in it to just have a fit. But I'll see. I never heard of her before today, and so when I went on her website to get the free pattern, I looked at the other patterns on there, and she has great patterns on there. I'll have to go back, but there was a really nice cardigan that I saw that looked so good. So I would say go ahead, go have a look at what she does, because what she does seems wonderful from what I saw. And I'm going to knit this toque in Spud and Chloe Sweater Worsted yarn, which is 55% superwash wool and 45% organic cotton. For 100 grams, you do have 160 yards. And I think the pattern will end up calling for 180. I do have 2 skeins that I kicked up this morning, so I'm good. Hopefully it will take 1, but because I want to make sure that I have a longer rib, I didn't want it to be on the shy side. So I took something that I had enough. And yeah, and I'm going to do it in this light gray. My winter coat is a dark gray, so it's going to it's just gonna fit really, really nicely. And the pom-pom is a light gray with a touch of dark gray on it. And I think it's just gonna fit perfectly with my winter coat. So here we go. Nice worsted spunt. And I've never knitted with spunt and Chloe before. So this will be my first time. I think I got that in one of my local yarn shop, which is Stash here in town. They generally do 2 times a year. They generally have really, really nice sales when they want to get rid of some stuff for the new seasons coming in. And I got that as, I think, in the spring sale when they were getting ready for the more summer stuff, less big yarn. But it's soft. Like, I was surprised with the cotton in there and a superwash wool, but it's gonna be great. So I can't wait to start it. I know, I want to start everything tonight. I really do. Like, the really great thing though is that I do have 2 days off this week, which normally never happens. I only have 1 day off a week, and now I want to do everything. I want to start everything. I want to knit everything. I'm definitely not gonna have enough time today to start everything that I wanted to start, but hopefully I have today and tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have time to do as much as I want before starting, before going back to work on Tuesday, and we'll go from there. But we have to work in life, right? So, and sadly my work is not knitting. But this is all the project that I have on my mind as of today, January 1st, and then we'll go from there with the shirt that I want to do with the leftover yarns of the silk mohair shawl blanket that I have. But that's going to be more like a end of spring, summer kind of shirt for cold evenings and things like that. So, so I still have a few months before I'll be using that, so I can start this after I start the hat, for example. So yeah, this is pretty much all I have for you today, with which I think is a lot. I did a great progress in December, which I'm really happy about, and as you can see with everything that I showed you, I am really looking forward in 2017 with everything that I'm gonna knit and that I'm gonna spin. And I'm really extremely looking forward for the Mystery Monthly sock cal. So I really hope that if you want to join in. The more the merrier. And yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to 2017. And I really hope that you are too, and that you will have amazing projects on the way and that you're thinking of doing. If you want to share, by all means, oh my gosh, go ahead and do it. I can't wait to see what you guys want to do in 2017. If you have any specific project you want to do, or if you're just gonna go and see from week to week what you want to do, please leave a comment in the Ravelry group or here below if you want to leave a comment here below. Thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope you liked it, and I will see you next time. Bye.